G'day everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to GWS Career Mode. We've just finished the second season, which means we move on to the GWS BNF night. So we'll start off with, of course, the home and away season BNF, and we'll finish it off with the finals BNF. Alright, so first of all, we got the top three after round 5. In equal first was Cal Ward and Jesse Hogan on 6 votes each, and then in third was Harry Himmelberg on 5. These three got off to an awesome start to the year. Jesse Hogan had all throughout the year, he had some games where he was just really impressive. Himmelberg won the Coleman, so he obviously continued throughout the whole year. And Cal Ward, another one, just had an awesome start to the year. And yeah, actually he keeps continuing to get a fair few votes. We'll move on to the top 3 after round 10. So as we can see here, he just continues his awesome form, getting another 5 votes from the next 5 games. So Cal Ward holds on to the lead with 11 points. Second, Tim Taranto with 8. And equal third, Hogan, Brun and Hoskin Elliott, all with 6. Yeah, Hoskin Elliott was another one who actually, to start off the year, had a couple of really good games. But he, if I remember correctly, he actually finishes the season on 6 votes. He just does not get any more. Hogan did not get any votes in these next 5 games, still on 6. Brun jumps into the top 3. Taranto jumps into the top 3, even claiming second position. Alright, so since then we've had round 11 and round 12, which was the bye. So now we go into the round by round votes. The round 13 votes was 3 votes Josh Kelly, putting him onto 8. 2 votes Coniglio, putting him onto 5. And Ward getting yet another vote, putting him onto 14. So now the leaderboard after round 13 has Ward on top with 14, and equal second Taranto and Kelly both on 8. Kelly starting to get up there a bit with that 3. He's now equal second, like I just said. Ward really starting to jump away. Now there's a 6 vote lead just over halfway through the season. So yeah, very strong first half of the season there from Ward. Now the round 14 votes. 3 votes Nick Haynes getting his first votes of the season. 2 votes Bugeja getting his first votes of the season. And 1 vote Tim Taranto, putting him onto 9, which now means that he has outright second place. Still 5 votes behind Ward on 14. And but he now jumps Kelly by just 1 vote, who is on 8. So let's look at the top 3 now. Ward, Taranto, Kelly. Now we have the round 15 votes. 3 votes Josh Kelly, putting him onto 11. 2 votes Errol Gulden, putting him onto 5. And 1 vote Tim Taranto, putting him onto 10. So the leaderboard now, Ward 14, Kelly 11, Taranto 10. So Taranto once again just sneaks into the votes. Kelly once again getting 3 votes, putting him in second. Ward's gone quiet a little bit. His lead is down to just 3. But he's still firmly holding on to that lead. And yeah, Kelly really... he's now got 6 votes in the last 3 games, both 2 3-game votes is all it was. So he's starting to find some real good form. Now we move on to the round 16 votes. Errol Gulden 3, moving on to 8. Bugeja 2, moving on to 4. And Finlayson 1, moving on to 5. So Ward, Kelly, Taranto did not get any votes that round. So the leaderboard, the top 3 stays exactly how it was. Gulden's starting to sneak up a bit. He's still a fair way behind, but he's starting to sneak up a bit. Bugeja's starting to get votes here and there. I think he is definitely too far behind, especially he gets rested later on in the year. But yeah, he's just starting to get a couple votes here and there, which he'll be happy with in his first season, especially when he debuted halfway through the year. But yeah, Gulden really starting to sneak up there a bit. Round 17 votes. Gulden 3, putting him onto 11. Barba 2, getting his first votes. And Rajcic 1 getting his first vote. So the leaderboard is now Ward first on 14, equal second Kelly and Gulden on 11. Taranto gets kicked out of the top 3. But yeah, Gulden really having a comeback here. He has an awesome second half of the year, and it started now. But we also know that Kelly finds some really good form in the last maybe 4 or 5 games. And Ward still has his games where he just looks really good. So we could have a really close BNF here. Round 18 votes now. Lockie Whitfield gets the 3 votes, getting his first votes of the year. Himmelberg gets 2, putting him on to 7, which is his first vote since very early on in the year, because after round 5 he was 3rd on 5 votes. So there is first votes since very very early on in the year. And Jacob Hopper gets 1 vote, putting him onto 3. So yeah, he's a fair bit down, getting his first vote since round 1. And Jacob Hopper's a player I actually really thought was going to be up there in this year's BNF, because he won last year's finals BNF and got 2 votes in round 1. And I really thought he was going to have a real good year and be up there. But yeah, he just really wasn't in the end. So the leaderboard stays the same. Ward's still leading on 14. Kelly and Gulden still equal second on 11. Now we move on to the round 19 votes. We've got Cal Ward getting 3, moving him on to 17. Hopper in it again, putting him on to 5. Taranto onto 11 now as well with that 1 vote. And we look at the top 3, or like the leaderboard. Ward has jumped well ahead now. He's on to 17. 6 votes ahead of the 3 people in equal second, which is Kelly, Gulden, Taranto, all on 11, with just 4 games to go. So Ward will be pretty happy with the lead he has at the moment, and it will be interesting these last 4 rounds. Will any of those 3 in equal second really come at him, or will Ward just run away with it? Now we move on to round 20. It's really coming down to the wire as the 3 votes goes to Tanner Braun, moving him on to 9. Taranto gets 2, putting him on to 13, which means he has now jumped Kelly and Gulden and gotten taken that second place spot to himself, now just 4 behind Cal Ward. And the 1 vote goes to Jamie Finlayson, who's ages away. But yes, Taranto really decided that he wants to jump Kelly and Gulden. He wants to get a crack at Ward. Round 21 votes now, and this round could be crucial as Kelly gets 3 votes, meaning that he now jumps Taranto and takes that second spot, just 3 votes behind Cal Ward. And Gulden gets 2, which means he levels it back out with Taranto. Finlayson gets 1 again, so he's starting to find some form, but yeah, he's not in the Coleman race, so the poor bloke's really not going to get much recognition for it. I just said the Coleman race, I meant the BNF race. But the leaderboard, Ward first with 17. Kelly second, just 3 behind on 14. And equal third, Taranto and Gulden, 13 each. So any of these 4 can still win it. It is still really a 4-person race. And now, as we move on to round 22, Kelly gets 3 again, which means he is now level with Cal Ward on 17. Gulden gets 2 again, which means he moves on to 15 and is just 2 behind those leaders. He drops Taranto behind, who now cannot win it. And Finlayson gets 1, moving him on to 8. But so it's actually, these votes are the exact same as the round 21 votes. And Finlayson now 3 games in a row getting a vote. Nice and consistent late in the season here. But yeah, Kelly and Gulden both really did find some form in those last few games. And Kelly, it's funny because Kelly, out of the top 3 there, I think might have actually gotten votes in the least amount of games, but he just got like when he was getting votes, it was just 3s. Like, I think he might have got 4 3s so far. I think that might be correct. But yeah, really close now. We've got Ward and Kelly equal first on 17. Gulden just 2 behind as we head into the last round. The round 23 votes. 1 vote goes to Cal Ward, which is crucial. It is absolutely crucial. It puts him on 18. So, it means that if Kelly doesn't get a vote, Ward will win. If Kelly does not get a vote in this last game, Ward will win. Whether he's level with Gulden or he outright wins it, he wins. So that is why Ward, just having that good enough game just to sneak 1 vote, was absolutely massive for this BNF race. And yeah, like I said, so if Kelly gets any votes that are left, Kelly wins, but he might not. Gulden might get 3 and level it. Gulden might only get 2 and miss out by 1. We don't know. But now we move on to 2 votes. Tanner Braun. So it's completely irrelevant, but it goes to Tanner Braun, putting him on to 11, which means that he did actually have another pretty good year. Last year he comes second by 1 vote behind Shane Mumford. This year he gets 11, which I think put him like 4th or 5th. I think it might have been 5th. Yeah, actually it would have been 5th behind Taranto, yeah. So it puts him 5th. But now, there's 3 votes to go. So the best on ground in round 23. Kelly can win it. He can take 3 and win it by 2 over Ward. Gulden can get 3 votes and level with Cal Ward. What will happen? And Errol Gulden gets the 3 votes, meaning he jumps to 18 with Cal Ward and levels it. So Ward and Gulden equal first. They win the BNF, both on 18 votes. Callie just behind in third on 17. I forgot to put an equal first there, but that doesn't matter at all. We all know what happened. So Ward and Gulden, 18 votes each. Callie third by just 1. So another year in a row we have a very close BNF race. But round 4, after round 5 and round 10, I really thought Ward was going to run away with it and absolutely blow away the score that we, like the winning score we had last year, which I think might have been like, actually I think it might have actually been 18, maybe it was like 19 or something, but it was roughly that. And yeah, and even, I mean, when he was on like 14, or like even when he was on like 17 after around like maybe like 19, I think he was, I really thought even then he was still going to run away with it and beat Mumford's score last year, but he didn't in the end, and Gulden managed to come back and level it with him. What a BNF race in the end, and what a second half of the year from Gulden actually. After Ward had the awesome first half of the year, Gulden had the awesome second half of the year. They come together to equally win the BNF. Now we move on to the finals BNF, so in the finals votes we go through 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of course. So 5 votes in best on in the qualifying final was Taranto, 4 was Ward, 3 was Davis, 2 Perryman and 1 Gulden. So 3 of the players in there, Taranto, Ward and Gulden, really, Taranto had a good crack at the home and away season BNF. Ward and Gulden won it. So yeah, there was 3 of the best players throughout the season, continuing their form into the finals. Lovely, lovely to see. Now we move on to the preliminary final where Gulden took the best on, putting him on to 6 votes. Callie got second best on, just getting his first votes of the final series. Taranto, third best on, putting him on to 8. Keefe, fourth best on, getting 2 votes for his first votes of the final series. And Ward getting just the 1 vote, putting him on to 5. So Taranto leads Gulden by 2 votes, who leads Ward by just 1. So very close coming into the grand final. And this is what we have here. Flynn got best on and Norm Smith after not having any finals votes throughout the year, and actually not many home and away votes either. Putting on to 5. Keefe, second best on, putting him on to 6. Callie, third best on, putting him on to 7. Finlayson, fourth best on, getting his first votes. And Gulden, only 5th best on in the end, putting him on to 7 votes. So Callie and Gulden ended up only getting equal second with 7 votes, as Taranto won with 8 votes. And Gulden, I really did toss and turn over putting him second, 4th best or 5th best, but in the end, his second half, he had 1 touch in the second half, I think, maybe 2. His first half, he was probably best on ground, like top 3 best on ground, easy. But his second half, he just did nothing, and then all these players just jumped him. And it was a real shame, because if he had gotten any more votes, then he would have been the home and away season BNF level with Ward, and potential finals BNF, whether it was level with Taranto or winning it himself. But Taranto manages to win it. After last year, he was absolutely robbed of the Norm Smith. He wins our finals BNF, rightfully deserved, especially after that performance in the qualifying final, where he pretty much single-handedly won us the game. He kicked 5 goals, and then prelim he also played pretty well. And yeah, he had an awesome final series. Well, thank you so much for watching the GWS Season 2 2022 BNF night with the home and away season BNF and the finals BNF. I'll see you in the next episode, which will be the end of season awards. So we got the Brownlow, the Coleman, the Rising Star, and the Premiership team.